With us now from Los Angeles, British journalist and author Sandro Monetti. Sandro, good to see you.
Well, I hope Boris enjoyed that birthday cake. It's probably the most expensive slice he's ever had, because it could cost him his job.
Well, we'll get into that. So, according to a statement from Downing Street, a group of staff working in Number 10 that day gathered briefly in the Cabinet Room, just briefly, after a meeting to wish the Prime Minister a happy birthday. There was cake. He was there for less than 10 minutes. But even that admission seems to be a problem in itself, given the rules and recommendations at the time. According to the Guardian newspaper, throughout the pandemic, singing near others was cautioned against, owing to fears it could aid the spread of the virus. Gatherings were permitted for up to 6 people outdoors, not permitted indoors. And if this was the only time the rules and the guidelines have been bent or broken, there may be some sympathy or forgiveness. But clearly this is not a one-off. So, to your point, how does Johnson survive this scandal?
Well, think of all the bereaved families who couldn't gather to sing a hymn in memory of the loved ones they've lost to COVID. How are they going to feel when the Prime Minister is allowed to have numerous people sing happy birthday to him? It seems like an awful sense of hypocrisy at play here. And I think maybe leaders in other countries could survive this, but this is Britain, where there's such a sense of fair play, following the rules. And when the British public tend to hear, do as I do, not do as I say, not do as I do, he could have written his own death warrant with that decision.
Well, the leader of the Labour opposition had a very succinct summary of how this sort of political crisis has unfolded for Boris Johnson. Listen to this.
He started by saying there were no parties and all the rules were followed. Then he said, there were parties, I've just found out, and I'm furious. Then there was evidence that he'd gone to a party, and he said, I didn't realise it was a party. Then last week he was on the fourth defence, which was nobody told me it was against the rules. And now these allegations mean that all of that can't possibly be true.
It seems it's a drip, 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 which is the most damaging part here. And at this point, is it too late, for a mea culpa, a full admission, a public apology?
No one knows what's in Sue Gray's report, but I think we can pretty much guarantee that Boris Johnson is guilty of very bad judgment and certainly a PR own goal. I think it is perhaps too late for an apology because, it's always best if you just face these things up and tell the truth. If you say I made an honest mistake, people will generally forgive you, or there is a way back. When you try and fudge it and say things like, well, I didn't realize it was a party, and then more things come out, as you said, the drip, 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 what will the excuse be this time? It's getting too late for an apology. Unless the upcoming report completely exonerates him, he might be writing a resignation letter to the British public.
Yeah, around the same time all this happened, a little 7-year-old girl wrote to the Prime Minister telling him about cancelling her birthday party because he asked everyone to stay at home and she was willing to do it to keep everybody safe. And, the Prime Minister wrote her back. He also tweeted out his response saying, Josephine sets a great example to us, all by postponing her birthday party until we've sent the coronavirus packing. Together we can beat this. In the meantime, let's all wish her happy birthday twice while washing our hands. This is sort of just another example of what seems to be total cynicism by this Prime Minister, and what is now a total lack of credibility moving forward.
Maybe 7-year-old Josephine should be running the country. She seems to have the right idea and understand the importance of sticking to the rules. John, this could be the first time in political history where a Prime Minister is brought down by a letter to a 7-year-old girl.
So essentially, what are we looking at here in a time frame? We have the report coming out this week, and then what happens next?
Well, then Boris Johnson will have to answer to the House. And he said when he was under fire last week under Prime Minister's questions, let's wait for the report and then I will be happy to give full answers. And yes, Sue Gray, the senior civil servant who was reportedly aware of this birthday party, has been investigating all these lockdown gatherings at Downing Street. We're just days away, sometime this week, from the announcement. Then Boris will have to face the music, so to speak, and we'll see what happens. But if I was a betting man, I'd start taking odds on the next Prime Minister.
Can't have your birthday cake and eat it too, it seems. Sandro, thank you.